A black man is stopped on his way home from work. He follows every instruction. His hands are visible. He speaks with calm respect. Yet a police officer points a gun at him for no reason. The moment is caught on camera, and the truth shakes an entire community. This story reveals how bias and power can collide in an instant, and why accountability matters more than words. Darius Jackson was 34 years old. He had worked hard to build a life for himself and his family. He was a project manager at a construction company in Atlanta. He was respected by his peers. He owned a modest home in the suburbs. He loved his wife Mariah and their 6-year-old daughter, Zoe. On a Friday evening, Darius was driving home from work. He wore his company polo shirt. His ID badge hung from his dashboard. His car was a used silver Honda Accord. The car had no broken taillights, no tinted windows, no loud music. He followed the speed limit. He was not thinking about police. He was thinking about what movie Zoe would pick for family night. Blue lights flashed behind him. Darius looked in his rear-view mirror. A patrol car sped up, weaving through traffic until it was right behind him. Siren blaring. He pulled over immediately. He signaled. He eased onto the shoulder. He stopped. His heart started racing. He gripped the steering wheel tight. He whispered to himself, "Stay calm. Do everything right." The officer approached fast. He had one hand on his holster. His face was tense. His other hand already gripped his weapon. "Step out of the car," the officer barked. Darius froze. "Officer, what did I do?" "Step out of the car now." The gun was out, pointed at Darius's chest through the window. Traffic slowed. People driving past began recording with their phones. Darius felt the air leave his lungs. He thought about his daughter waiting at home. He thought about his wife. He thought about dying on the side of the road for nothing. Darius kept his hands high on the wheel. "My hands are visible," he said firmly. "I am not reaching for anything." The officer shouted again, "Get out now." "I am complying," Darius replied. His voice shook. "I am telling you I am not armed." The officer yanked at the handle. The door was locked. He screamed, "Unlock it or I'll break the window." Darius slowly moved one hand toward the lock. The officer flinched, gun shaking. "Don't move." "I'm unlocking it as you asked." Darius's voice cracked under pressure. The crowd grew. A woman shouted from a car window, "He hasn't done anything." Another man yelled, "Why is your gun out?" Phones recorded everything. The officer's partner arrived. She stepped out of the second cruiser. She saw her colleague's gun aimed at Darius. She shouted, "What's happening? What did he do?" "He matched the description," the officer yelled. The partner frowned. "Of what?" Silence. He hesitated. His hands trembled. He had nothing. Darius was ordered out. He kept his hands raised high. He repeated over and over, "I am unarmed. I am complying." The officer shoved him against the car, searched him. No weapon, no drugs, no outstanding warrant, nothing. His partner looked uneasy. She said, "Run his license. Let's check properly." They did. It came back clean. Darius Jackson, employed, no record. The partner lowered her voice. "You aimed the gun at an innocent man, in front of witnesses, in front of cameras." The officer snapped. He looked suspicious. But the cameras captured it all. Darius, still shaking, spoke with controlled anger. Suspicious for what? Driving home from work? Being black in a Honda? The crowd murmured in agreement. The officer holstered his weapon, face red, jaw tight. He muttered something about a mistake. But the mistake was not small. It was life-threatening. The videos went viral that night. On social media, millions viewed the footage of the officer aiming his gun. They heard Darius's calm voice. They saw his fear. They saw the officer's baseless aggression. Comments poured in. Asterisk. He followed every instruction and still had a gun aimed at him. Asterisk. This is why black men fear traffic stops. Asterisk. That officer should not have a badge. News outlets picked it up. Civil rights lawyers offered support. Community leaders demanded accountability. Darius spoke publicly 3 days later. He stood at a podium with his wife and daughter behind him. His voice was steady. I could have been killed for nothing. My daughter almost lost her father because of an officer's bias. This was not about safety. This was about race. The room went quiet. His words carried weight. The department placed the officer on leave. An internal investigation began, but the damage to Darius lingered. He had nightmares. He checked his mirrors constantly when driving. His daughter asked him, "Daddy, why did the policeman want to hurt you?" He had no answer that felt honest or safe. This was not a unique case. It reflected a larger problem. Traffic stops too often escalate for black men. Studies show black drivers are more likely to be stopped, more likely to be searched, more likely to face force. The lesson was clear. Respect and training alone are not enough. Accountability is essential. Without it, trust erodes and lives remain at risk. Darius survived. Others have not. The moral is simple. No one should have a gun aimed at them for driving home from work. No child should fear losing a parent because of bias. Police are sworn to protect, not to threaten without cause. The story of Darius is a warning. Change is not optional. It is necessary that, if you believe in truth, fairness, and justice, subscribe to this channel. More stories like this are shared here to expose reality and push for change.